is Katie Rushworth and I am here at Tongue Garden Centre on what is a beautiful day in Yorkshire to show you how to make a container garden full of things for the kitchen. Now, when planting any container, it's really important that drainage goes in first. So this pot only has one hole in the bottom and I'm going to put some gravel in because drainage is key. No plant wants to sit in water unless it's a bog plant, and that's not what these are. These are lots of Mediterranean type things. So that's my drainage in now for compost. Now this is just a general multi-purpose compost and I'm going to almost fill the container to the top. If there are any big bits in it, usually it can be quite clumpy. Just a little bit like rubbing butter into flour, crumble them up so it's nice and friable. It means all those little roots can kind of find their way through easily as the plants are growing. Now I'm going to grow lots of Mediterranean herbs in this because if there's one thing I love having by the back of the kitchen door, is fresh herbs to add to things. First things first, I want a centrepiece though, and that's going to be this olive. Now if this was a more mature specimen, it would potentially survive the winter in Yorkshire. It would be absolutely fine down south. But this one I will definitely bring in over the winter time. If you have a porch or a conservatory, it'll be quite happily live in there during the winter months. So don't be put off by buying one just because you think it won't cope. There are ways and means to help them survive over the winter. And it has a lovely foliage colour. It really reminds you of being on holiday, this kind of shiny silvery blue. It's lovely. Then I'm going to pop in some thyme because it's absolutely glorious plant. It smells divine. And you can add it to all kinds of things. It likes free draining soil, which we've got lots of drainage in this pot, and sunshine. So make sure that a container with Mediterranean style herbs is placed in a sunny part of the garden because you're trying to replicate where the plant would naturally grow. Next I've got some oregano. I'll pop that in the front. It wouldn't be a Mediterranean kitchen container without having some rosemary in there. Now rosemary can get quite big and quite woody, but it's happy to be trimmed, and eventually these plants might get too big for the container, but you should get a couple of years out of them. They will fill it beautifully, and when they do get too big, you can take them out and replant them in another pot, or you can put them in the garden. So don't be concerned with overplanting a container like this because it will give you a beautiful, bountiful display for a couple of years. If plants do get too big, they will quite happily be taken out, planted somewhere else in the garden, or even given a container of their own. And last but not least, I'm popping in a lavender because I'm very partial to a bit of lavender shortbread, and lavender flavours things really nicely. So if you have children or grandchildren, using lavender in baking recipes is a really nice thing to do. Okay, so that's my 4 Mediterranean herbs in. Now I'm going to top dress the container with some grit. Now, I like to do this with every container that I plant for a couple of reasons. One, it just makes the pot look so much smarter and gives it a real professional finish. And 2, it locks in moisture, which is what we want, because it will mean that looking after the containers is much easier. And 3, it suppresses weeds, which everybody wants in a garden. Now, with a good drink of water, placed in a sunny spot, you will have a container full of herbs that over summer months will bring wonderful fragrance to the garden and jazz up all our dishes at home. Super easy, low maintenance, and incredibly pretty. For lots more inspiration and any help regarding containers, come and see the staff here at Tong. They really know their onions.